Partly sunny skies both days, high temperatures into the 70s, so trending drier for sure. Now tomorrow, still off and on showers in the morning, then mainly cloudy in the afternoon. Partly cloudy, middle 70s, partly cloudy, low 70s on Sunday. That's pretty good for this time of year, so make sure you soak that in as we end September. All
right, guys, we are back with another video this morning. It's nice and early in the morning. Been on the road for, it's 6:35 right now. We've been on the road for a little over 2 hours already, and we are headed to one of my favorite destinations. One which I have not been able to fish for a couple months now, and it kind of bums me out. So when contemplating what to do today, I was like, I need to go down and give a big river system some loving. And that's where we're headed today. We're headed to the Mississippi River. Absolutely love fishing down here. What do I love so much about rivers? You have a lot of changing conditions. Water clarity, water level, flow, all of these things change fish's location, change fish's mood. There's always a lot of learning that happens for me when I come down to a river system like this and spend some time on it. There's always so much changing that if I could take away a couple of small things, a lot of what I do, I enjoy learning. Even if it's just one little thing here, one little thing there about what walleyes do, what baits they like to eat, where, different little locations thing. I absolutely love the learning portion of my job, which is probably one of my favorite parts of what I get to do every day. But absolutely love these river systems. We got probably half an hour drive left here, and then we'll be on the river. What do I love so much about it? It's a challenging bite. It's big river fishing. There's a lot of fish in these systems, and soon we'll be there. All right, guys, well, we are doing it. Welcome to the Mississippi River. And haven't been down here in a while, but a lot of times in this late summer, early fall, definitely early fall, you see some of the trees are starting to pop down here. We got water temps cooling down into the 60-degree range, and very low flow. And that's something you see pretty commonly on systems like this late in the summer, especially on years that we don't have a lot of rain, where you have low flow. So you can imagine, the hope is that we shoot some good app stuff today too, but a lot of times high flow fish moving towards the bank, low flow fish moving, they want to get out in more of that current because there's naturally less current. Fish don't like being in this totally slack water, but they don't like being in the heaviest of current. They like that in-between mixture, as many of you got river rats know. So the goal is to kind of fish a little bit of that kind of stuff. Points, wing dams, current seams, and we're just going to get rocking and rolling with one of my all-time river fishing favorites. All seasons right there. The Acme V-Rod 3/8 ounce Maverick, but color probably doesn't matter quite as much, but we're gonna hopefully pull up on some spots here and just fish real fast. A lot of times we film these videos, we only got a day or a day and a half and put a pattern together on a body of water where we haven't been on in months. So we're gonna fish fast, hopefully put something together. Stay tuned. Right there's a fish. That didn't take too long. Feeling kind of sheep's headish, but you never know. In the river, my friends, it is anybody's guess every time you set the hook. Come on, be a walleye. It is a walleye. Nice. Well, he just kind of swatted at it, but we got him. Trapped her right off bottom. And you'll see a lot of these fish that might not be in a super bitey mood kind of bite this way. Well, the good news is the first fish we caught was a walleye, so that's got to be good for something. Not a giant by any means, but a nice 17-incher to get us rocking and rolling. And that current is the lifeblood of these river systems. Getting in the right amount of current is key, whether you're fishing high water in the spring. And I am by no means, there's like the river rats who come out here with a graph from the 70s or no graph at all, and they're just staring at the water, and they're catching fish all over the place. I tip my hat to you traditional river rats. I like to use all the tools available to me to try to break down water really fast. But with that being said, current is 90% of it in these river systems. And we're going to hopefully kind of piece it together as the day goes on. Wow, dude. There's some fish here. This could be a walleye. Come on, buddy. Oh yeah, there's another nice walleye. There we go, man. We've made about 8-10 casts. It caught 3 fish, 2 of them being walleyes, and they're just kind of swatting it like that. Maybe we'll do a quick color swap, see if we can get them to really eat it. Or maybe it's you know, when you're ripping a blade bait this aggressive in the dirty water, it's like a lot of times they'll just lunge at it real fast when it's like close to the bottom. Not big, nice walleye though. I will say this, man, there's no more rewarding walleye for me to catch than a river walleye. Why is that? There's just a million more variables than there is in a lot of these lakes. Right there. It's feeling better. Well, it's been a minute since I talked to you guys. I think we should have the right fish on here. That one popped it a lot like a walleye. Caught several sheepshead in that allotment of time. Oh yeah, super nice walleye right there. Definitely one of the nicer ones of the day. That one actually came on a swim bait. Come here, bud. There we go. Well, it's been a minute since I talked to you guys last. Kind of been a little bit of a grind. Probably ran through 4 or 5 spots that just didn't get anything but a sheep's head on. Then we just pulled up on another little tiny wing dam here, and boom, there's a nice one right there. Nicest one of the day on the swim bait. Kind of been shuffling baits a little bit. I obviously caught those 2 fish like real fast on a V-rod, and I don't know if it's just these fish with low flow or really spread out. That is kind of one of the great mysteries of river fishing, right? But if we can catch a pile of those, I mean, that is what we're after right there, with the shot at a big one potentially too. So we'll let that guy go and hope that we're kind of maybe getting into a couple fish here. Back into the muddy Mississippi. But that one came on just that little 2.8 Kalen's tickle, not the tickle shad, but the tickle tail swim bait right there, and that kind of that green color. 1/4 ounce in the low flow, but maybe we're starting to get into them here. I think a lot of times it seems like when you get low flow, it seems like it does spread fish out a lot. When you get more flow, they seem to really congregate on the spots that allows them to congregate. But I'm still hopeful that we'll find a spot where there's a pile of fish kind of all sitting in one spot. All right, guys, I want to take a quick second just to explain some of these structures of which we're fishing. Like I said, hope to do kind of a really in-depth ab video locations probably tomorrow morning or something like that. But one of the structures we're fishing is wing dams, which is this structure right here. Now, if your river doesn't have wing dams, you might it's basically just a hard bottom point where the current makes contact with it. So the current's actually coming from back behind me here, and it's coming down the river. And it makes contact with this wing dam, which is essentially a man-made rock outcropping that goes out into the river in this direction. So if we kind of look at the live here, and it'll do a good job of kind of explaining what it is, you can see close to the boat, deeper, that is the crest of it right there, right here up on top. And it gets super shallow up in there, obviously. And then you can kind of trace that crest going out that way. And then as I kind of turn it out to my right more, you're gonna see now we're back into the river. So it kind of comes up, and the most amount of current's gonna make contact right there, right on that front side where the current is impacting this hard rock. Most of the time the active fish are sitting somewhere right here to right here on top. And you can imagine they can kind of slide to the back side of it, somewhere back in here once it drops off. And if I go far enough forward, you guys will kind of see where it drops off. And essentially when they want to eat something, they slide up into that current and they eat a shad or whatever it might be, or hopefully one of my blade baits as it slowly kind of works its way over that edge. So these are a pretty common piece of structure on this river system. But if you're fishing a river system that doesn't have something like this, it's essentially just a current point, a point in which the current is hitting. So it's really a pretty simple piece of structure. And now that I'm right almost on top of this, you can kind of see it drops down a bunch on the back side of this here, back into the bottom. So at this point I'm right on top of it. And these fish will sit super shallow on top of these things at certain times of the year. Obviously this is one of them. But you can see structures like that. That is that man-made wing dam that actually comes off the shoreline. And walleyes 100% relate to that. Right there. That's gonna be the right kind of fish. Oh yeah. Angry walleyes, man. Angry walleyes. He ate it good. He ate it good. Just kind of worked my way out to the tip of this one and boom, fish on. One thing, I'm not necessarily using the live to like see all the fish for all you live haters out there. There's some people who just have a sincere hatred for the newest form of technology. But in this situation, for you who do care, I'm not using it to like see the fish, watch the bait go into the fish's mouth as much as I am, as just to kind of tell me what's going on the tops of these wing dams, where that exact crown of this thing is, how far to cast. Not necessarily, oh, there's a fish right there, let's put a bait right on top of it. Let's grab our pliers here to get the V-rod out of this guy's mouth. He wanted that, huh? Pretty, man. I mean, the river's loaded with fish this size. We're not crushing them by any means, but we are making it happen and getting the bites. But further into what I was kind of saying here, not necessarily using the live to like put my bait right into a fish's mouth. A lot of times I'm using it more for like, where is the exact crown of this? So you could see like right there, that is obviously the top of it. Yeah, there's one big fish right off the edge right here. I don't know if you guys could probably see it a little bit, but, and then I'm just kind of using this to say, all right, 50 feet that direction, that is the crown of this little piece of structure. Then I'm putting a bait right on it. And one thing you're gonna see is these ones that are good, that I'm getting a few bites on, have shad all over them. And you'll see them kind of flipping on the surface. River fishing's one thing that almost voids the use of a lot of your technology sometime, right? You can have all the latest and greatest, fancy this, fancy that. And a lot of times the best sonar you can have in these river systems is your eyeballs. Where's the current seam at? Is there bait flipping on the surface? All those little things are much more important out here, in my opinion, than a lot of the other systems you might fish. Come on, bud. Oh yeah, it's a little walleye. It's a little walleye. I'll say this, it's not crazy fishing. That is for sure, but we are getting them. And this to me is the fun part of river fishing, is when you're kind of halfway there. You're trying to kind of put it all together. You're trying to figure out what spots they're on. Right now I can tell you this, a lot of the spots that you normally catch fish on, it's just really slack water right now. And because of that, there's obviously not really fish there. So you're almost dealing with a lot more, well, you're trying to look at banks where there might not be a lot going on, a big deep outside turn where that's normally a lot of current, and then a big piece of structure there that's getting forced all that current. Not a spot that's like back around a corner, a current seam you used, or a wing dam and a slacker current seam you used to fish from the water side. We're definitely targeting fish in a lot more of these high current areas, which still isn't a lot of current for a normal Mississippi River flow, but that's kind of what it's seeming like so far. And it seems like fish are just kind of scattered. It does seem like I have a good bait on. So I think we're probably set all right on that front. It's just kind of finding enough of them. there's another one right there. All right, man. What do we got here? Oh, it is a walleye. Man, is he ever angry? Well, maybe this is the deal. Maybe we were looking a little tad too deep. And if there's one thing, which even though I'm probably messing it up right now, which I'll say about river fishing, never underestimate, and this is something I wish I knew a long time ago, never underestimate how shallow a river walleye will go, especially if you're dealing with a little bit dirtier water. I mean, 1 foot is not too shallow for a walleye to go. That is 100% for sure. Right there. It's feeling good. Come on, be a walleye. Be a walleye. Be the one we need. Oh yeah, it is the right kind. Oh yeah, definitely nice fish. Man, I was just making a little move and took a random cast. Look at that guy, man. That is what I'm talking about right there. Let's go ahead and scoop that sucker up. That is definitely one of the better ones we've got today. And these river fish are just mean and angry little guys. Wow. There we go, man. That was the fish we needed right there. It feels good. It's been a kind of a, I wouldn't say it's been a grind, but it's definitely been a little bit more work than it can be down here. And he absolutely smoked that little jerk minnow, just snapping it right across the face of that. You can almost see that little current seam out there. That is the one we're after right there. Oh, look at that one. That is a nice Mississippi River walleye right there. They get bigger, but it's been a good day of kind of catching these guys. That was the bite we needed right there. A little bit bigger size class to kind of cap off a fun day on the river. Probably been fishing for about 7 hours. We'll let that guy go right there. I bet we've caught probably 15 or so fish, which isn't a banner day by any means down here. Go back to your muddy water wing dam there, walleye. It's not a banner day by any means, but what have I learned today? Low flow, fish can be spread out, run a lot of different spots, try to stay in a little bit more current, and some of the fish can be very shallow. Those were definitely the takeaways from today.
I don't mean to intrude, but I thought I'd see you down here at some point.
Oh yeah, I love it down here.
Love the contact.
Appreciate it.
Dude, it's unbelievable. It's turned my fishing from down here to not knowing anything to like doing really well.
Well, that's good to hear.
Let you get after it, but good to meet you.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, thank you.
I know I saw the Warrior and then I was like, oh, that's not him. And then I saw the red tape off the
Oh yeah.
live. I'm like,
Well, good luck, man. Thank you. I always enjoy meeting you guys on the water. So, homie, thanks for stopping. Hope you catch a ton of fish today. And thanks for watching the channel. On a more serious note, though, I could not do any of the things which I'm lucky enough to do without you guys watching, commenting, subscribing, all that kind of stuff. So, it always blows me away that people even want to watch me fish. Because in my mind, I'm not entertaining at all, right? Just a fisherman. And most time I'm out here, it's like I almost forget I'm filming a lot of times because it's more like a personal thing in my head. Like, man, you know, wanting to either catch fish or learn something or, you know, you guys know how it is. You guys are fishermen. But sincerely thank you for everyone watching and kind of allowing me to do this every day. All right, guys, well, turn the radio down. That is gonna probably wrap up today's video as we are obviously in the truck now. Wasn't a bangers day in the video, but it was a very fun day. Fishing some interesting conditions out there. Heavy south wind, kind of back blowing some of that wave action, made setting up the boat. Normally you fish off the back, ended up fishing off the front because there was such low flow and a south wind. Fish seemed to be really scattered, but any day, and that it's almost river fishing to a T. It's almost always, you almost always figure out just enough of the puzzle to bring you back again. And that's one of the reasons I absolutely love fishing river systems so much. If I could just spend, 2 weeks straight fishing different pools of the Mississippi River, I would 100% do it. But really, whether it's the Mississippi River, the Missouri River, or a small little river in the Midwest, river fishing is just a lot of fun and always a tinge of mystery to it. But appreciate you guys watching this one. As long as I finally have a chesty off, might as well say we got black camo back in stock. And we want to throw a huge thank you to you guys for kind of supporting our clothing company, Contour Fishing Clothing Co. I'll link it down below. We got a couple of fall sweatshirt options. One's like full-on camo. You could pretty much wear in your deer stand if you wanted to. The other one has been our wildly popular black camo Contour Fishing. So huge thank you to you guys for always supporting everything I do, really. So thanks for watching this one. No idea where we're going to be next. Got a couple rain days. Maybe I'll get in the woods with a bow and an arrow and maybe stick a whitetail. How about that? I don't know if we're going to film that, though. That's just my getaway for fun. But I appreciate you guys watching this one. Maybe drop a comment down below if you wouldn't mind.
Turn right onto Wisconsin.
Watching a little bit of failed hunting videos. But drop some comments down below on that. I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for more content. We'll see you guys next time.